Hello students, in this video we will discuss about topic selection. Next to the recruitment, the logical steps in the HR process is selection of qualified and competent candidate. So finding the interested candidates who have submitted their profiles for a particular job is the process of recruitment, and choosing the best and most suitable candidate among them is the process of selection. It results in elimination of unsuitable candidates. It follows scientific techniques for the appropriate choices of a person for the job. The recruitment process has a wide coverage as it collects the applications of interested candidates, where the selection process narrows down the scope and becomes specific when it selects the suitable candidate. So the selection is defined as the process of differentiating between applicants in order to identify those with a great likelihood of success in a job. Selection is basically a picking applicants from a pool of job applicants who have the appropriate qualification and competencies to the job in the organization. Recruitment and selection are the two crucial steps in the HR process and are often used interchangeably. There is, however, a fine distinction between the two steps. Recruitment is identifying and encouraging prospective employees to apply for a job, and selection is selecting the right candidate from the pool of applicants. Recruitment is said to be a positive in its approach as it seeks to attract as many applicants as possible to apply to the jobs in the organization. In this way, it increases the selection ratio and provides a great opportunities to the management to select a suitable applicants. Selection, on the other hand, is a negative in its approach as it seeks to eliminate as many unqualified applicants as possible in order to identify the right candidate. So, there is a difference between recruitment and selection. On the basis of meaning, recruitment is an activity of establishing contact between employers and applicants. Selection is a process of picking the more competent and suitable employers. The objective of recruitment is to encourage large number of candidates for a job, but at the same time the objective of selection is to attempt at rejecting unsuitable candidates. The recruitment process is a simple process, but at the same time selection is a complicated process. The candidates need not cross many hurdles in recruitment, but in a selection process many hurdles has to be crossed by the candidates. As we already discussed that the approach of recruitment is a positive and the approach of selection is negative. The sequence of recruitment is it always precedes selection, and the selection follows recruitment. So, recruitment, less time is required for this type of processes, but for a selection process more time is required to the organizations. Now, importance of selection. Selecting the right person for the job is an extremely important component of a successful organization. Effective selection is important for at least two reasons. Work performance, it basically depends on individuals. It means how employees perform their jobs is a major factor in determining how successful an organization will be. So, the job performance is essentially determined by the ability of an individual to do a particular job. and the efforts the individual is willing to put in to perform the job. Though the effective selection, organization can maximize the profitability, knowledge, skills, and abilities to do the jobs they were hired to do. Second reason of effective selection is cost incurred in recruiting and hiring personnel is a clear indication of the importance of selection. Mistakes done in hiring are costly in terms of expenditures incurred on selection or induction process or in our training programs, and poor performance of the employee as well. So the employee selection also provide the base for other HR practices like effective job design or goal setting or compensation that motivates workers to exert the efforts needed to do their job effectively. So the selection is an important process because hiring good resources can help increase the overall performance of the organization. In contrast, if there is a bad hire with a bad selection process, then the work will be affected and the cost incurred for replacing that bad resources will be very high. The purpose of selection is to choose the most suitable candidate who can meet the requirement of the job in an organization, who will be a successful applicant. For meeting the goals of organization, it is important to evaluate various attributes of each candidate, such as their qualifications, their skills or experiences, overall attitude of the employee. So in this process, the most suitable candidate is picked after the elimination of the candidates who are not suitable for the vacant job. The organization has to follow a proper selection process or procedure, as a huge amount of money is spent for hiring a right candidate for a position. If a selection is wrong, then the cost incurred in induction and training the wrong candidate will be a huge loss to the employer in terms of money, efforts, and also time. Hence, the selection is very important and the process should be perfect for the betterment of the organization. Now, we discuss a selection process. Selection is a long process commencing from the preliminary interviews of applicants and ending with the contract of employment. So, we can discuss a selection process step by step. Selection is influenced by several factors. More prominent among them are supply and demand of specific skills in the labor market, unemployment rate, labor market conditions, legal and political considerations, or human resource planning. So the last three constitutes the internal environment and the remaining constitutes the external environment of selection process. So the first step of selection process is a preliminary interview. The applications received from the applicants are subject to scrutiny so as to eliminate unqualified candidates. This is usually followed by a preliminary interview, the purpose of which is more or less the same as the scrutiny of application. That is, elimination of unqualified applications. Scrutiny enables the specialist to eliminate unqualified applicant based on the information supplied by them in their applications form. In this interview, it helps reject misfits for reason which did not appear in the application form. Besides this interview, often called courtesy interview, it is a good public relation exercise. Another step of selection process is a selection test. Applicants who pass the preliminary interview are called for test. Many organizations hold different kinds of selection tests depending on the job. Generally, tests are used to identify the applicant's ability, aptitude, and personality. There are so many types of tests have gained popularity in the organization now these days, like intelligence test, or ability or achievement test, aptitude test, personality or interest test, etc., etc. Another step of selection process after the selection test is the employment interview. Interview is an essential element of the selection procedure where the information collected through applications letter or application forms and tests can be cross checked, where candidates demonstrate their capabilities and strength in relevance to their academic credentials. The purpose of interview is op- to obtaining information about the background, education, training, work history and interest of the candidate, giving information to candidate about the companies, the specific jobs and human resource policies, etc., etc. Another purpose of interview is establishing a friendly relationship between the employer and the candidate so as to motivate the successful applicant to work for the organization. There are various types of interviews used in an organizations like panel interviews, structured or unstructured interviews, telephonic or situational interviews. There are so many types of interviews can be used for employment interviews. Another step is a reference check. At that stage, the applicant is asked to mention in his application form the names, addresses, and telephone numbers of two or more persons who know him for the purpose of verifying information and perhaps or gaining additional background information on an applicant. The reference person may be his previous employer, heads of education institutes, public figures, neighbors, or friends. So these peoples are requested to provide their frank opinion about the candidate without incurring any liability. Previous employers are preferable because they are already aware of the applicant's performance. In government and public sector organization, candidates are generally required to route their applications through their present employers, if any. The opinion of references can be useful in judging the future behavior and performance of candidates, but it is not advisable to rely exclusively on the reference because they are generally biased in favor of the candidate. Next step of selection process is a selection decision. After obtaining information through the preceding steps, selection decision, the most critical of all the steps, must be made. Other stages in the selection process have been used to narrow the number of candidates. The final decision has to be made from the pool of individuals who pass the test, interviews, and reference checks. Finally, the candidate shortlisted by the department are approved by the executives of concerned department. After that, next step can be fulfilled, that is a physical and medical examination. Applicants who has crossed the above stages in sent for a physical examination either to the company's physician or to a medical officers approved for the purpose. A job offer is often depends upon the candidates being declared fit after the medical examination. The purpose of physical and medical examination is it helps to determine whether the candidate is physically fit to perform the job, where those who are physically unfit are rejected. It also reveals existing disabilities and provides a record of employees' health at the time of selection. This record will help in setting companies' liability under the Workmen Compensation Act for claim for any injuries. It also prevent the employment of people suffering from contagious diseases. And the purpose of such type of examination is to identify candidates who are otherwise suitable for require a specific job due to physical handicaps and allergies. After that, next step is a job offer or employment. Employment is offered in the form of an appointment letter mentioning the post, the rank, salary grade, the date by which the candidate should join, and other terms and conditions in brief. After the candidate accepts the job, he is offered this appointment letter. Then organization can create a contract of employment. After the job offer has been made and candidate accept the offer, certain documents need to be executed by the employer and the candidate. One such document is attestation form. This form contains a vital details about the candidates which are authenticated and attested by him or her. Attestation form is a valid record for future references. There is also a need for preparing a contract of employment. The basic information that should be included in a written contract of employment will vary according to the level of the job. The checklist for employee contracts include, first of all, contract details. In contract details, full name of employer or employee, address of employer, place of work of employee, title of job or nature of work or a brief job description, date of commencement of employment is written down. Another is a pay and benefits. This shows of wages and salary details, rate of overtime work if eligible for overtime pay, method of payment and method of calculating wages is also defined in this clause. Additional benefits like achievement of targets or perks etc. is also defined. Pension schemes where one exists, and if so, conditions of pension scheme is also defined in this clause. Approval for any deduction from pay or other than those required by law is also defined in this clause. After that, in employment contract, another clause is the nature of contract. Means it is a permanent, temporary or fixed. Which type of contract is this? Duration of temporary contract if he had a temporary contract, or termination dates for fixed term contracts etc etc. Another is hours of work schedule and overtime also defined in employee contract. Leave details like annual leave entitlement, sick leave arrangements or conditions of any benefits, details of any other paid leave entitlement, termination due to continued illness, medical certificates etc. These are explained in this. Another clause is a disciplinary procedure. It explains the detail of disciplinary procedures or conditions under which the employer can terminate the contract. For example, a gross misconduct, etc. Grievance procedure are also defined in contract of employment. Means the definition of grievance, employees' right to union representations, explanation of each steps in grievance and time limits at each step is also defined. Protection of business informations like details of confidential requirements or use or misuse of electronic communication or internet. It also describe a probation period. Means the purpose and duration of probation period, benefits that will come into effect after the period of probation, performance evaluation criteria and frequencies, retirement policies, benefit that will be provided, any other condition if applicable or acceptance clause, where the employees sign that they accept the contract of employment and conditions therein. Final step is a evaluation. This step consists of two sub steps. First is a induction and second one is a follow up. Induction means the process of receiving employees when they begin work, introducing them to the company and to their colleagues, and informing them of the activities, customs, and traditions of the company. Various induction courses are given to new recruits in order to familiarize them with the new working environment. Another step is a follow up. All selections should be validated by follow up. It is a stage where the employee is asked how he or she feels about the progress till date. The worker's immediate supervisor is asked for comments, which are compared with the notes taken at the selection interview. If a follow up is unfavorable, it is probable that the selection has been a fault. The whole procedure from job specification to interview is then reviewed to see if a better choice can be made next time. Therefore, it is essential to follow up newly engaged employee to ensure that they have settled in and to check how well they are doing. Now we discuss our advantages of selection. A good selection process offers the following advantages. It is a cost effective and reduces a lot of time and efforts. It helps avoid any biasing while recruiting the right candidates. It also helps to eliminate the candidates who are lacking in knowledge, abilities, and proficiencies. It also provides a guidelines to evaluate the candidates further through strict verification and reference checking. It also helps in comparing the different candidates in terms of their capabilities, their knowledge, skills, experiences, work attitudes, etc. So, a good selection process helps in selecting the best candidate for the requirement of a vacant position in an organization. Now, I conclude that selection and placement are often inseparable part of a single process. After the selection process is over, an employee is put to a specific job from which he or she has been selected. Most of the organization put new employees on probation for a specified period, after which they are confirmed provided they match the organizational requirements. Thank you.